Hello everyone, welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Russell again, RJ for short, and you're watching RJ's Vlogs. Kung ikaw ay bago pa lang dito sa aking channel, we are covering home-based job videos, work-at-home opportunities, and we also cover reviews about earning applications and websites. Kaya naman kung interested ka sa mga ganitong klaseng videos, please consider subscribing by hitting the subscribe button below. And click mo na rin yung notification bell para naman updated ka every time we upload new videos. Panibagong video, panibagong aral na naman yung isi-share ko sa ating mga viewers for today. At dahil nagiging laganap na sa Pilipinas or sa mga Filipinos and even all over the world ang pagiging freelancer or ang pag-work from home, at maraming nagtatanong din sa akin lately kung paano ba mag-start. Paano ba mag-transition from working in the office to working at home? Ano ba yung mga kailangan mong equipment, devices, at mga kailangan mong malaman before venturing into freelancing? At dahil marami na nga yung gustong mag-work from home permanently ngayon, why not pag-usapan natin today kung ano yung mga dapat mong malaman as a beginner to freelancing or as a beginner to working at home? Of course, we will talk about the devices and equipment na kailangan mo. We will also talk about the internet connection required. And mag-share din ako sa inyo guys na ano ba yung mga pwede nyong applyan as a freelancer. Saan ba kayo pwedeng magsimula as a beginner? At syempre, mag-share din ako sa inyo ng mga platforms or website kung saan pwede ka mag-apply as a freelancer. And at the last part of the video, we will also talk about payment or how you will get paid. How much will you get paid as a beginner to freelancing? Please watch this video until the end. Don't skip any part of it para wala kang ma-miss na kahit anong information. So start tayo guys with devices and equipment. Ano ba yung mga kailangan mo to start your freelancing career? Of course, number one is your own laptop or PC. Alam kong marami din sa mga viewers natin ang naghahanap ng mga earning opportunities na gamit lang yung phone. Just to be honest with you guys, if you are looking for a stable job online, like yung regular job mo, 8-hour full-time, most of those stable jobs nagre-require talaga ng laptop or PC. Ngayon, if you still don't have any access to laptop or PCs yet, if there's anyone, a friend or a family member or loved one kung saan pwede ka manghiram ng equipment to start, that's one solution that I can think of. And then kapag nag-start ka na, naka-earn ka na, you can invest for your own laptop or PC. May mga magtatanong din dyan, ano yung mga specifications na kailangan sa device mo, sa laptop mo. For me, in my previous experiences with different jobs online, so if almost all the tools are just web-based, you can access it on the web, yung mga low-end laptop will work. So there's no specific device specifications na kailangan kung web-based lang naman yung mga tools na gagamitin mo. Pero kapag gagamit ka na ng mga specific software or specific platforms or CRMs na hindi web-based, like separate tool na siya, most of those would require a medium or high-end laptop specifications or PC specifications. So in general, some clients would require i3 processor and above with at least 4 GB of RAM. Of course, kailangan din natin ng mobile phone. So bakit? May mga times na i-ask tayo ng clients to download specific applications to our phones. We can also use this kapag ma-assign tayo ng mga tasks like social media or anything na we can use our phones. We can install applications that we use to communicate with our clients. Kunyari, Zoom, Slack, or any other messaging platforms. Kasi there are times na kakailanganin ka ni client or there are updates, they would need you outside of your work hours sometimes. Para mas maging madali yung communication nyo with your client, hindi mo na kailangan mag-login lagi on your laptop just to check your client's messages. Another equipment that you will need is a headset. Basically guys, you will just need it if you need to do calls, kung yung job mo will include calls. Pero for me, I would recommend getting one na. Kasi even you're doing a non-voice job, you will still be required to get a headset. There will be meetings, coachings, you will need to catch up with your clients. So most probably, kakailanganin mo talaga ng headset. Pero say for example, if you're a customer service representative online, of course, you will need a headset with the noise cancelling feature. Kasi if there are like background noises, kailangan hindi marinig yon during your calls. And then the last thing that clients might require you is a webcam. So if you have a built-in webcam on your laptop or PC, na okay naman yung quality, that's fine. Pero based in my previous experiences, most of the clients won't require webcam naman as long as you have a built-in camera on your device. Now, let's move on to internet connection. So dito, for internet connection, I would also base it depende sa mga tools na ginagamit. Again, if most of the tools na gagamitin nyo ay web-based lang, any internet speed will work for either download and upload speed, as long as it is stable. Pero I would recommend getting at least 3 Mbps for both upload and download speed. Pero if you're going to use other tools, specific softwares na and CRM, most of the employers would require at least 5 Mbps both upload and download speed. Ano ba yung mga pwede nyong applyan as a beginner to freelancing? So pag-usapan natin yan ngayon. Yung pinaka-in-demand ngayon guys is the virtual assistants. So meron tayong tinatawag na general virtual assistants. Most of these job positions are assistants ng clients. Say for example, yung client nyo may online business, e-commerce, you will be assisting your client in his or her daily needs. So that will include email management, calendar management, administrative tasks. You might also be asked to book travels for clients, schedule their meetings. So yan yung mga general BA, as in anything under the sun na gustong ipagawan na client sa inyo, na administrative tasks or anything related to business. That's the most in-demand job post for beginners. Bakit ba siya in-demand? Kasi madali lang aralin yung mga task na to or yung mga skills na kailangan. Say for example, email management. For email management, you need to know how to respond to emails, how to delete spam or unnecessary emails, how to do RSVPs, how to make email templates. So yung mga ganyan, sobrang daling aralin lang yan. The only issue is if you don't know or if you don't have any experience using those specific tools. Kunyari, for the file management, kailangan mong gumamit ng Google Drive tools like Google Sheets, Google Docs. So yung mga yan, madali lang din yung aralin guys. We have a lot of online courses free like Udemy, and there are also a lot of videos on YouTube, diba? We also have other specific virtual assistant posts like being an e-commerce VA, meron ding admin VA, Amazon VA, meron din mga digital marketing virtual assistants, and so on. So aside from being a VA, ang isa rin sa pinaka-in-demand na work for freelancers is being a customer service, either through email, calls, or chat. Yan, marami kang makikita na available jobs as a customer service representative or as a customer support. So kaya naman kung ikaw ay galing sa BPO or sa call center industry at gusto mong mag-transition into permanent job at home, there are a lot of opportunities. Another in-demand job is being an online teacher. So yung mga may experience with teaching, or if you're a teacher looking for an extra income at home, you can also be an online teacher. Or if teaching is your passion, even without experience, you can apply to online teaching companies. Meron ding mga lead generation specialist. So eto, madali lang din aralin to guys. There are a lot of free courses din online. So yung mga lead generation specialists, sila yung mga nagge-generate ng mga leads or customers for the clients. So kayo yung mga maghahanap ng prospects or possible customers na possible mag-purchase ng product or service na ino-offer ng client nyo. Meron din tayong appointment setter or cold callers. Ito, para din siyang customer service. The only difference is that you will do outbound calls, outbound emails, outbound chats, or outbound reach out to the customers or prospects. Si lead generation specialist, generate siya ng list. Ang trabaho naman ni appointment setter or cold caller is to contact or reach out to these leads. And the main goal is to close a sale. Another in-demand job is being a social media manager. So ito naman, as a social media manager, you will be handling your clients' social media accounts. So ikaw yung magre-reply to comments, mag-schedule ng post, respond to customers. Basically, ikaw yung mag-grow ng social media accounts ng client. Another one na I can mention is being a graphic designer. Meron kasi sa atin, kahit beginner pa lang tayo to working at home, we have knowledge of using specific editing tools. Say, kunyari, yung Canva, yan yung pinakamadalas gamitin aside from Photoshop or aside from Lightroom. So those are the 3 editing platforms na usually ginagamit for graphic design. If you don't have any knowledge to those tools, nood ka lang ng video on YouTube or kuha ka lang ng free courses online. Kasi dito naman sa freelancing, especially for the beginners, yes, yung mga clients minsan naman nagpo-provide sila ng training. Pero it's much better to get yourself prepared before applying to a job. Kasi if you have the experience, if you say you can do such thing or such tasks, mas mataas yung chances na i-hire ka ni client. Sobrang daming niche na pwede mong applyan as a beginner. Even if you don't have any experience at all dun sa mga nasabi kong job posts, there's one thing you can do sa end mo eh. You can train yourself, you can watch videos, you can enroll to free courses or even paid courses. Diba? So, that's the only way for you to learn yung job na gusto mong pasukin with freelancing. Kung hindi ka gagawa ng action, of course, if you don't know anything at all and hindi ka gagawa ng action, medyo wala tayong kalalagyan dyan. Of course, you need to do something on your end then to get a higher chance of being hired as a freelancer. Ngayon, meron ka ng equipment. Kompleto ka na sa equipment. Then, meron ka ng internet connection. And, na-finalize mo na rin yung niche na gusto mong pasukin. At say, for example, naaral mo na. Ano ba yung next step? Of course, maghanap ng mga freelancing platforms kung saan makukuha mo yung first ever client mo. Ngayon guys, there are a lot of freelancing platforms, but be mindful of scammers, especially if they're asking for payment. As a freelancer, kaya tayo naghahanap ng trabaho is because we need source of income. So there's no way for us to do an upfront payment just to get the job. If a specific client asks you to pay for any specific amount, it's a big no na. Red flag na yan, guys. I can share with you 3 effective platforms based on my previous experiences. So to be honest with you guys, lahat ng clients ko, ever since nag-start ako mag-freelancing, dito ko sila nakuha sa 3 freelancing platforms na to. So, unang-una is si Online Jobs PH. So, with Online Jobs PH, ito ay isang freelancing platform kung saan Filipino freelancers lang yung hinahire nila. Meron akong videos about Online Jobs PH on how to create your appealing profile to attract clients. Pwede nyo rin panoorin yan, guys. Another one is Upwork. So, with Upwork naman, sobrang taas ng competition dito kasi you will be competing with other freelancers all over the world. And the third one, guys, is LinkedIn. Marami ka rin pwedeng makuhang clients, even if you're a beginner. So, what I do suggest is to start creating your account with these platforms, and when you're ready, you can start finding your first client. And say, for example, na-hire ka na. Nakuha mo na si first ever client na matagal mo nang hinahanap. Paano ka naman mababayaran and how much usually is the salary? So for beginners, usually mag-start yan sa $3. It can be higher depending on the job position na ina-applyan nyo. Kasi depende rin yan minsan sa level of difficulty ng job. Meron naman yan guys mga increases or salary appraisals. And some clients would even give you performance bonuses. Ngayon, ang tanong, paano mo makukuha yung payment mo? So, usually, yung mga payment method na ginagamit ng mga freelancers, number 1 is PayPal, then Payoneer, TransferWise, and some client would directly pay it to your bank account. Any bank will work. Security Bank man yan, BDO, RCBC, China Bank, Union Bank, or kung ano man. I think na kumpleto ko na yung mga bagay na kailangan nyong malaman to prepare yourself and to get yourself ready before you venture into freelancing. Ngayon, if you don't have all of the equipment, there are a lot of ways. If you don't have all of those skills or the skills required dun sa job na gusto mong pasukan, there are also a lot of ways like what I mentioned earlier. Also guys, one tip, dahil marami na yung nag-venture into freelancing, medyo tumataas na rin yung competition sa pagiging freelancer. When you're ready and if you will start looking for jobs, you will not find your client right away. It would take time, days, weeks, or for some even months. So ang masasabi ko lang is, if you really want it, do your best, don't ever give up, put all your efforts on it. Kasi if you will try it for a week, tas na-stress na kayo kasi wala pa kayong nakukuhang client, and then susuko na agad kayo, di ba? Sayang lang yung preparation nyo, sayang yung mga inaral nyo. You just need to be patient, guys. Always remember lang, bakit ba kayo nagsimula? Ano ba yung main reason kung bakit nyo inaral yung mga niche na to, bakit nyo pinprepare yung mga equipment na yan. Imagine all the effort and the hard work na sinacrifice nyo, di ba? If you will give up, masasayang lang lahat ng yun. Kaya for me, keep on pushing, be patient, and makikita nyo rin yung client na hinahanap nyo very soon. So, ayun lang lahat ng gusto kong i-share sa inyo for today, guys. I hope na nakatulong tong video na to, especially sa mga beginners. If you think na makakatulong to, guys, sa mga kakilala nyo, friends, family, you can share this video with them para naman ma-prepare din nila yung sarili nila before venturing into freelancing or into working from home. And kung sa tingin nyo nakatulong to sa inyo and kung nagustuhan nyo yung video na to, please help me by leaving a thumbs up. You can also feel free to comment your insights, comment your feedback, or comment your questions below. And if you haven't yet, please consider subscribing by hitting the subscribe button below. Click mo na rin yung notification bell para ma-notify ka every time may bago tayong video. Thank you so much for watching up until this point. I will see you again in our next videos. Bye!